What's up, guys? We are live from the Brojo in another episode of Fan-Ime. I am Kien Ibanez.
Max Scully.
Ryan Freeman's here with us because we're talking about one of his favorite things.
Yeah, I'm still here.
But this is
This is a whole new week, right?
Yeah, this is a whole new week.
Oh yeah, we totally did it just recorded like 5 minutes ago.
No, not at all.
No, that doesn't happen.
Not like I do a mass recording of anime episodes because I know how long these are.
Yep.
And so I decided that I should probably add them all together in one big hullabaloo. So this week we are talking about sports anime.
Woo.
Right. Who would have ever known that weird Japanese cartoons can be sports animes? Could also involve sports. So, with this in mind, let's just talk about this. Like, from Slam Dunk to Yuri on Ice, what makes anime fans so interested in sports anime?
They're an interesting twist on a spice of life.
Right. It is very understandable because, like, I'm a person who is only active enough to be healthy. Like, I run and lift so I don't die at an early age. Like, nothing gets me interested in, like, you know, I watched basketball because I was part of a basketball family and so that's why I can kind of get with Slam Dunk, because Slam Dunk was one of my favorite animes when I was a kid.
I don't know, I just like it. It was interesting.
Right, and to be honest, it isn't the sport itself, but the story behind the sports that are played. Like, let's talk, like, look at the most recent anime craze, Yuri on Ice.
Still don't know why it's a craze. I mean, it's good, but
it's
like,
good, but
it
like,
exploded.
It exploded, like, take away the male homoeroticism that is within Yuri on Ice.
That's why I like it.
But take that away, and look at the story between, it's a love story between Yuri Katsuki and Victor, and it's a really good love story. Like,
it is. Even though neither of them are gay, it's a great love story between
you don't know if Victor's not gay or not, okay?
It's mostly implied that they're both probably not gay, but like at the same time they do give each other quote-unquote promise rings.
Yes. Like, under all that, it tells the story of, and it also tells it's a competitive story between the two Yuris heading to the finals in
Yuri and Yuri.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Ha ha ha, Yuri on Ice. So, but when you look at it, that, to me, because I was talking to a bunch of people who watch anime, they're like, joking aside, I like Yuri on Ice because it's drama-filled, and it keeps you intense. Like, you watch Yuri's journey from being a shitty figure skater, losing at Nationals in the beginning of this season, to making it to second place in the finals. Not only that, but even the side characters have willing reasons of why they do this shit.
Yep.
Like, look at Christopher. Under his, like, super sexual ice skating, he knows that this is his last year, and this is, like, all he's going to be able to do, because at the time, he's 28.
That's, like, incredibly old for competitive figure skating.
Right. So, not only that, but the animation is just gorgeous when they ice skate.
Yeah,
like,
it looks great.
The music really gets you, and, like, they spent months looking at ice skaters and how they skate, and you feel that whimsy and magic within it that just gets me excited.
It might just be because the first time I watched it, it was when we were, like, I can't remember when that was. I think it was during a holiday, but we were just hellaciously drunk.
Oh
yes,
god, yeah, we were so drunk.
The only thing I can remember from that is watching it, and I remember saying, like, I don't know why I'm so entranced by this, but I am. I can't stop fucking watching it.
Right. And then, like, then we go into, like, another reason why sports animes are so great is because they have a great ensemble cast. Like, I don't know if Max has seen this, but my friend Megan saw this anime, and it's called Free. It's about a swim club.
That's the swimming one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we watched the abridged version.
Yeah,
but
I've seen the abridged.
Yeah, we've seen the abridged.
Amazing.
Yeah,
so great.
Watch Free abridged. It's really funny, and the jokes really hit hard.
Splash free.
Yes. But Megan explains to me that, like, she loves Free because of the fact that she was in swimming her entire life. And that they get everything about swimming right in that anime.
Yeah, like, a sports anime actually takes its time to, like, get the sport right. Like,
Right.
other animes where they come up with, like, the most weird shit doesn't have to get anything right because they make their own physics, their own reality, their own rules.
Right.
These sports animes take so much time to get it right, and it's great.
So when you take that into advantage, the other thing about Free is its strong cast. The story is about Haru and his wanting to be free. Like, he does the free swim so he doesn't feel like he's abided by anything. But then you also have, in Free, you have the main character, Haru, like I said, but it's an ensemble cast of his best friend Makoto, Rei, who is an up-and-coming swimmer, and Nagisa, who is that fun-loving kid who is a gangster and Free abridged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid is weird as shit in a bridge.
He is, but like he's the lolly of the group, and like he plays by that trope, but at the same time, the drama that goes into it. Like, I like the first season of Free better than the second one. Like, I like Free, the Iwazaka Swim Club, over Free Eternal Summer, because Eternal Summer gets weird. But you see there's a rivalry between Haru and Rin. Rin has been gone for years, wanting to excel in swimming, so he went to Australia and has become a better swimmer. Rin is known as the shark because he has shark teeth, but that's here nor there.
That's neither here nor there, but he does have shark teeth because he's the shark.
Yes, because he's the shark. But like the rivalry between him and the other swimmers that he used to swim with when he was younger, he wants to prove to them that he's become better. And so he puts any occasion to do it. Like I said, take out the nice abs and the homoeroticism of that anime, you still get a basis of a good story. The camaraderie between the boys is actually natural. It's not like, hey guys, we wear Speedos, let's all swim. It's actually it's a natural progression of these guys learning to work together as a team. I'm going to take the scene where Ri feels, the guy with the glasses, is not a good swimmer at all. He can do the butterfly perfectly well, but everything else, he sinks like a rock. So in one of the last episodes of the first season, they go on a getaway camp together where it's team bonding, and like they're forced to be into tents, and the teacher and the coach is like, "Nah, we got a hotel." They're like, "What? Yeah, no, you guys need team building, so you guys are gonna stay in this tent." And so, to prove to himself that he's become a better swimmer, he goes out swimming by himself during a major storm, and you can tell the boys worry about their friend because he's missing, and a monsoon is happening as he's doing it. So you think he's about to get lost at sea, and you see Makoto, Rei, and Nagisa, Makoto, Haru, and Nagisa go get Ri and push him back, and they go to the light tower and they talk about their emotions about the swim club and why it's important to them and why they actually want to do this. And Rei's like, I want to be better at this because I want to make you guys feel proud of me. So that's the thing about sports animes. You get the nice raw emotion that, for some sports animes, I will mind you, because we're going to go into other types of sports animes, but I want to get into the camaraderie of certain sports animes with the ensemble cast. I'll also bring up The Prince of Tennis, because that was like one of my favorite animes when I was a kid. Like, I shit you not, I was in tennis in high school, and to prep myself, I would watch episodes of The Prince of Tennis. Not because like I could do the shit they could do, but because it is the thing about it is they actually play tennis. They do the technicalities of like, if you move your feet out of the line, you're out. The other person gets the point.
Yeah.
And that is another one of those ensemble casts. Like, yes, Tosia is the main character, but his ensemble cast really brings it out. And I would like to also point out to the recent anime Max and I have been watching, Kuroko no Basket, which is, okay, so because I grew up in a basketball family, I get really pissed at the anime because it doesn't follow.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it follows basketball rules because it looks like they're always fucking traveling. But
like
in the end, I'm assuming the budget doesn't allow them to show a dribble.
Yeah. And this one, I shit you not, they're passing 95% of the time.
Which is understandable because, like, no one wants to see a guy dribble.
Like, they don't even show them dribbling, like, to bring the ball back down to the other side of the court to get into play again. They're already there.
But you get the camaraderie between Kuroko and the other main character, as Kuroko is the shadow or the phantom of the Miracle Generation, and the other main character is this person with raw talent and sheer power. So Kuroko wants this guy to become better. So he makes the point, he's like, every light needs a shadow for the light to become bigger. So the main goal of Kuroko no Basket is a progression story of the other character, but Kuroko is the main character.
Yeah.
Comparatively. So another thing that really gets me about that is, again, it's camaraderie. The camaraderie of the characters. Like, the junior basketball club, you have a bunch of weird characters. You have the coach who is like, gets turned on by looking at people's stats and not by the person themselves.
Well,
and
yeah.
she has the special ability where, like, you look and all she sees is, like, stats on a person when she sees them. Yeah, no, it's for real. Like, for real. Like,
straight up, yeah.
and then, like, I like the action the action is shonen battle manga action, but with basketball.
Yep.
So Kuroko has a special technique called the flash pass, which no one ever like. The shtick about Kuroko is, like, no one ever notices he's there. Like,
he
he'll
has
randomly,
no presence.
Yeah,
so
like,
he just shows up wherever the fuck he's needed.
and
basically.
he's like, they're like, were you always behind me? He's like, yeah, you didn't notice me? No. So he has this ability where, like, no one sees him, and then, like, he can pass the ball to whoever needs it.
Yep.
And so that to me is like, that is sports anime to me in a nutshell. Is like, I love the teamwork into it. But then, this is where I get weird.
A little bit.
Then we have sports anime is like my all-time favorite because I love pro wrestling so much that we even have a pro wrestling podcast called the Takedown Breakdown. But my all-time favorite sports anime is Tiger Mask W, taking the already outlandish sport of professional wrestling and bringing it to a whole nother caliber. So, I've always explained to people why I like pro wrestling. Pro wrestling to me is like if you took shonen battle manga, but instead of having energy blasts, you have people doing suplexes and shit. So, what Tiger Mask W is that it's a dual story, and you realize why it's called Tiger Mask W at the end. It's a dual story of revenge. It is literally a wrestling soap opera within wrestling. It takes that, you know how the wrestling plot is like, you hurt my brother, I'm gonna take you down in the ring. It goes out into their real life while they're training. Like, you know, in, like, wrestling, they're, like, training, they're like, I'm gonna beat him. And, like, you know, they're just going home and, like, drinking a beer with their wife or something. In this, Naoto and Takuma's goal is to fucking kill the Yellow Devil who hurt their master. So, that character progression is so awesome to me. Adding the fact that, like, their special attacks are called the Tiger Pile Driver and the Tiger Fang just makes it even more fun. Like, maybe it's also the possibility because they actually use the NJPW wrestlers, like real people, as, like, other characters that help them progress, also makes me super excited about it. So, the thing I want to bring up about this sports anime is that it brings everything, the reason why I like both sports and anime. It's exciting, it's fun, but it also brings a special tone to it. I keep that a tone to, like, Ice Shield 21. Like, it has nothing to do, like, to be honest with you, it has nothing to do with football. It's a football anime. But the basis of it is that this kid is the best wide receiver because when he gets nervous, he can't look at people, so that's why he has the eye shield. And he's able to dart through everything. Which is very weird, and I recommend Ice Shield number 21 to anyone who likes football. Like, I think it's an exciting anime. But then we go into animes, like, I have no liking for boxing besides the Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor match. Which is weird because on my mom's side, they're all boxing fans. And I'm just like, nah. But it goes to Hajime no Ippo.
I mean, I probably I'd be interested in like an MMA anime. I don't really like boxing, but I love me some MMA.
There is an MMA anime out there.
Ooh, might check that out.
Baki the Grappler. Also, very not realistic, but fun. But for me, Hajime no Ippo is another one of those, like, yes, the animation for the boxing is super fucking cool, but it's not about the boxing. It's about this kid named Ippo who was bullied and beaten up in high school for being different and weird. And then he finds solace in a boxing coach who trains him. At first, it's to train him to defend himself in case he gets his shit rocked again. But then he actually starts enjoying basketball. Boxing! He enjoys boxing!
Boxing.
And the thing about that series is that, like, for Ippo, he wins, but it's always by a slim margin. Instead of, like, see most sports animes you see, they win, but they're really good at it. Ippo actually looks like he's having trouble fighting certain characters. And his opponents also have side stories that are very dramatic. Like, one kid his father was abusive, and that's why he went into boxing. And so, any person he fights, he just pictures them as his father. Beats the shit out of him. Which is real things of why boxers fight, and, like, why fighters fight. Like, there are some fighters who, like, got bullied all the time, and they admit they picture their bullies and beat the shit out of them. But that's the thing about sports anime. It's sports mildly, but the anime part really takes... The sports take a backseat to most sports anime. For good sports anime, it's not about the sport. No. And as bad as it says, it is what Max is. It's about the slice of life. It's about the camaraderie of your team. Even if it's a love story sports anime. I love me some good love stories. But sports anime is just... I don't know how to explain it. Like, I like it more than sports some days. Like, I love hockey. And if they ever make a hockey anime, I'm probably never going to love it more than I love hockey. But it's going to be up there. But when I look at sports animes, it's fun.
Yeah, it's enjoyable
They're
to watch.
fun and enjoyable. Like, sometimes the rules are totally different.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't take away from the anime itself. It doesn't take away from the drama. Even in the first couple of episodes, Kuroko no Basket, there's still drama that they might lose to one of the Generations of Miracles. Miracle Generation? Generation of Miracles? Generation of Miracles. But you don't get taken out of it. You root for these characters to succeed. They're going to succeed, obviously. But there's something about watching... There's something about that that's just super exciting. And so, the way I'm going to end this is I'm just going to bring out suggestions of sports animes I think personally you should watch. I think you should watch iShield 21. Like I said, it's a football anime. It's a very interesting football anime because, like I said, he's not very good at anything else but running, so that's why the football team scouted him out. I think you should watch Free, the first season, and then if you really like the second season, go ahead and watch it. But Free, like I said, is because if you really like camaraderie and slice of life, Free's the type of anime. I'm going to recommend Yuri on Ice. Guys should watch it too, but it's going to be weird because it is very homoerotic in some parts.
Very.
But it's also a very good, like, drama with really good animation. And like I said, I'm going to recommend Tiger Mask W, but I recommend not watching the 38th episode and ending on 37 because the 38th episode is total bullshit and ruins the drama of the 37th episode, which should have ended the series, but they had one more extra episode time slot, so they put a shitty filler episode to end the series, which really hurt my feelings. I'm going to go into that with the takedown breakdown, guys.
Yep.
So, those and of course Hajime no Ippo. If you like boxing, or even if you don't like boxing, that's another one of the animes that I recommend. And there's also this weird cycling anime. I honestly cannot remember the name. I am super sorry. But there's that one. And I would also recommend watching Ultimate Muscle. And I'm going to explain to you why. Ultimate Muscle is shonen battle manga because they're wrestlers that fight aliens from outer space. But it's super fun, and the main character does this thing called the Kaniku Buster, which in translated to Japan is the Butt Buster, where he it's basically a suplex where he grabs you and like slams you down by giving you the splits at the same time, and that's how he pins you.
Yeah.
And so there's the Global Force Federation, which is the WWF. If you were wondering, it's the equivalent to the WWF. And so you you're with Muscle the Kid during that anime, and to me that's a very exciting anime to me, but because it's shonen battle anime, and there's a lot of drama within that is very pro wrestling, because like for me it's like when The Rock came onto the scene, you get this should have been a wrestling podcast, but when The Rock goes on the scene, Rocky Johnson was The Rock's mother, who was a world champion. So it's kind of like that allegory that like the old school wrestlers are looking at the new school wrestlers, and like the heels are legitimate bad guys.
Oh yeah.
Like one of the main bad guys, I cannot remember his name, but he's a heel. He wears a knight's mask, like a blue knight's mask, and his dad wears the same thing, but it's a silver knight's mask, and it's really good. Like Ryan's looking weird at me right now. Like this guy's fucking weird. Yeah, it's fine. Like, and there's a walrus wrestler who is like a walrus from another planet who's also a wrestler, and like it's weird, but I recommend it. Maybe it's because I have a nostalgia filter on it because I watched it when it was on 4Kids, but I find that to be very interesting. And I guess another anime that would be considered technically quote unquote sports would be Pokemon. No. I'm gonna explain to you why.
I mean, it's understandable, but like
it's gladiatorial, but it's a sports anime in the fact that Ash wants to be the very best.
That no one ever was.
And, but he has to go through certain gyms for these trials.
Yeah,
so,
he is.
I mean, it's a legitimate like Pokemon battles are a sport in that universe. So I would put that under sports anime, but I'd also put that under cockfighting.
A little bit.
No one dies unless you read the manga where they actually eat Pokemon, but that's here nor there.
Yeah, that's fucked up a little bit. They don't talk about that in the anime, do they?
No. Like they're like I told this story on another podcast. My friend's son is really into Pokemon, and like he told me after the fact that he bought the manga. He's like, "Yeah, Kien, I bought my son Pokemon Adventure manga." I'm like, "Oh God, what? Oh, there's a scene where Charmeleon slices fucking Arbok in half and then eats him."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh God." I was like, "Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You should not. The TV show is fine. No, don't touch the manga."
If you plan on buying manga for kid, read it first. Please read it first.
Oh yeah.
There are plenty like that.
There are plenty like that. But like I said, and there's also a ballroom dancing manga that just came out that I'm really interested in. So, and the Prince of Tennis, like, oldie but a goodie. I think you should all watch the Prince of Tennis because tennis is awesome and you should watch it. Yeah, fuck both of you.
Tennis is boring.
It's fun. But like I said, the reason why I like sports anime, we got into that weird tangent, I love the camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
I love the character development of each character. Even though like Kuroko no Basket is super melodramatic about the character development, I still find it extremely interesting enough to really enjoy it.
It's interesting enough to watch, yeah.
Right. Like you fall in love with some of the characters. Like everyone has a favorite character in Kuroko no Basket because you get so many characters to like.
Right. There are so many people in that.
Like, everyone has a favorite character in Yuri on Ice that isn't Yuri or Victor. Like, I honestly love Kristoff. Like, he's amazing to me.
Well,
like, him and the fucking kid who wants to make, like, a Bollywood show.
Yeah!
With hamsters.
That guy is weird as shit.
Yes, but
like it was interesting
but he's
to watch.
super interesting. Like that's the thing. Like these characters are so memorable to me. Like Tiger Mask W has one of my most memorable characters because he has a reason to hate Tiger Mask. Is Kevin, because Tiger Mask was facing Takuma. Naoto is Tiger Mask and Takuma is Tiger the Dark. They have a mask, but Tiger the Dark's mask is black and red, and Naoto's Tiger Mask is yellow and black. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so they're conflicting sides. But Naoto severely wounds Takuma in a battle in a wrestling match before Takuma has to fight the person who hurt his father. And it really severely hurt him, but he still wants to fight and has a spinal injury. Kevin hates Tiger Mask for that. And there's a reasonable reason why Kevin doesn't like him, and that really spans into the grudge that Kevin has. And it's a real emotion that, like, you hurt my friend. But Kevin has no idea that Naoto and Takuma were best friends since they were younger. So there's that drama, it's melodramatic to the extent that, like, that's a really big trope that people always play on. But they play it off so well, because Tiger Mask ends up going heel, which means going bad in wrestling. And Kevin is his partner. And so there are times where they're working together. Kevin will back off and let Naoto get his ass kicked. So you get that drama within that. So, as I said, I mean...
I like sports animes. I mean,
right.
I don't sit down and, like, pick up one, but, like, anytime Kien's watching one, I get interested and I'll watch it while we're watching.
Right, so it's just, for me...
Like, they're a slice of life that has sports in it.
Right.
That's one of the reasons I like them so much. I enjoy slice of life animes. I enjoy watching people's... Like, it's just fun to watch people's life and, like, see the drama and see, like, how people do things. And, like, throwing sports in there really doesn't take away from it.
No.
It adds an interesting twist to it.
Right, and I think that's the fun part about that. Like I said, sports animes, a good sports anime to me, it doesn't have to be a technical sport, but it has to hook me emotionally.
Uh-huh.
I have to be invested to at least one character, whether it be the main character or one of the side characters. And it has to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't have... Like, as much as everyone really likes Tokyo Ghoul, it doesn't grab me because it's so fucking depressing.
Love Tokyo Ghoul.
I like Tokyo Ghoul, but Kien is right. It is so dark and depressing.
It's so fucking depressing.
Probably why I like it.
Right, right. So, like, for me, like, a sports anime has to be fun. Like, obviously a person can have a tragic past, but goddamn.
Right.
Right.
Like, in
It
sports
also-
animes, you're getting the weird fucking
You're not
tragic
getting
past.
torture scenes where somebody gets a centipede put in their ear.
I mean, you get weird tragic pasts like Makoto, Rin, and Gon's mom and Free is dead.
Yeah.
And shit like that. But it's not like...
It's not
torture
like Nami's
porn-
past or
right.
anything like that where you're like, oh, fuck.
It's not borderline torture porn.
No.
God, I love me some Tokyo Ghoul.
God.
Or it's not Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Fuck
John.
Attack on
I know
Titan.
you like Attack on Titan, but none of us like it here. I'm sorry, man.
I'm gonna probably try and watch it again since season 2 is coming out.
Right, we have to, but no, that's the thing though. Like, if you sports anime is weird. So what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is that, like, what makes good sports anime doesn't have to be the sports. It can be the sports. Like I said, Hajime no Ippo. Really, their boxing scenes are amazing to me, and so are Yuri on Ice's.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not all about the sports and technical things about the sport. I actually really enjoy them for the story.
I think, I don't know, it kind of is coming at it from a very humanizing point of view for athletes.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like how you'll pick up, like, some favorite players in the NFL or some because they've gone through certain things. Like, I remember when James Jones was still on the Packers as a wide receiver. He was one of my favorite players just because he had a really, he had a really good story to him. A very resilient story. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the dude grew up homeless
Right, and that so I
Went
know
to the NFL so he could buy his mom a house. Like, what is there not to love about that?
right, that's awesome. See, and it's that kind of shit that makes sports anime good. Like, I know there's a lot of people who don't like LeBron James, and there are reasons not to like LeBron James.
Love me some LeBron.
Thank you. It's totally understandable why some people don't like LeBron James, but if you look behind his cockiness, he's done a lot of good things for Cleveland and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's enough. Like I said, like Ryan made a point. Like sports aren't always about sports. It's about the emotion that comes with it. So this has been Fan-Ime of why I like sports animes. I'm Katie Vanyas.
I'm Max Cooley.
Right, guy.
Have a good one, guys.